So welcome to what could be possibly the first video on my channel, well this channel anyway, and basically it's going to be following me as I decide to build a model railway in adulthood. I had one as a child that I built with my father, but I sold it some point in beginning of the 90s. I think I was about 10 or 11 maybe when I sold it. So I was looking through the magazines and didn't know where to start and thought, well, maybe a set would be a good place to start. So this was on sale in Argos for £99. I think it's an Argos exclusive as well. It's the Tornado Express set, which I thought for £99 is a good starting place considering sort of the Christmas set and a few other gimmicky sets are around about £50. In this, obviously, you get a full-size loco, you get two carriages, and also a decent set of a track. So I'm just going to show you the box, front and rear. You can see here all the accessory packs and all those types of things, which is nice and easy. If you've got a small child, they can get this set and then they can just add on and work their way up, which can be actually more of an expensive way to do it. But here we are, here's the Tornado Express. This is how it comes. Things have changed quite a bit since I remember these as a child. It used to come with a see-through front and a polystyrene inlay, and you'd always have somebody poked holes through the front. And then on the back there was usually no information whatsoever. But as I say, a bit of time has passed since I've even had these things. I'm 33 now, and as I say, I was about 10 or 11 when I sold my last lot. Although I did have quite a selection of trains and locos and carriages and stuff, you know, from family and all those types of things, because I couldn't afford to buy them with my pocket money. But here we are, I'm opening it up now. You get the track mat, which to be fair is not something I'm going to use. I do plan to build a proper layout. I have a spare room at the back of my house which isn't doing anything right now, so when I finish decorating I will be setting up. I've got an idea in mind of what I want and how I plan to do it, but we'll work towards that progress. I'm very green, or should we call a newcomer to this now, as it's been some time, and I'm just very happy that I can afford to buy these things. I couldn't as a child. So here we have the close-up of the locomotive. I will bring out the box. Here's your track mat with your extra, all your guarantees and all that sort of stuff. You got two absolutely gorgeous Pullman coaches to go with it as well. These come really well done these days, really well sealed, protection. You can see the loco is wrapped and the tender is wrapped. Whereas before they were sort of just slotted in a box, and half the time they were quite loose and floating about. See these beautiful Pullman coaches. Nice bit of tissue wrap around them again for the protection. So as packaging goes, these are really, really good compared to what I remember. So you've got the controller, that's changed quite a lot. When I was a child, it was literally, you had a switch that just sort of toggled left and right, and that was it, and it was on full speed. It wasn't actually a switch, it was more of a sort of a dial. It either went one way or the other. So just to show you the locomotive, there's a lot of detail on this. I'm surprised for the price that it is for the whole set. You can buy this locomotive direct from Argos as well. I think again it's an exclusive, and the loco alone is £99. So to buy the whole set for £99, I had to. It was quite funny because I only just literally bought a magazine, was reading through it, and the next thing I'm well on my way. I'm up to Argos. I bought a set, and I thought, well, why not review it? Why not review what I buy? I've got a racing channel where I do sprint and hill climbs, and I review all my products on there, and people seem to quite enjoy them. So I thought, well, why not? So I'm going to be quiet for a little bit, and you can just have a look at the locomotive. So I'm not massively clued up on trains. I won't claim that I am, but I've always been an avid fan of model railway since I was little. And this one is locomotive driven, not tender driven, which I'm assured is better. From things I've been reading, people are saying it's always better to have a loco driven rather than a tender driven. So you can see here's the tender. If anyone in the comments wants to let me know why this is better, that would be great. There's quite a bit of detail on here. It's nothing amazing, but again, look at the price point. But I think it's my first proper full-size steam engine. When I was little, I had a lot of trains. I think the Intercity 225 was the biggest train I had, and that came in a train set that was a gift. Most of my sort of stuff was tank engines, Thompson tank engine characters, although that was mainly sort of Percy and Thomas. I didn't have anything bigger than that. I didn't have a Gordon or a Henry. And I was pretty sad to hear that those things are going to be coming to an end. They're stopping the production on them. So I might try and get one in where I can. Maybe look second hand. So we're going to move on, have a look at the Pullman coaches. And I have to say, these are pretty beautiful. I think they're beautiful anyway. To some other people watching this video, they may think, well, not the most detailed. But again, for a £99 set, I don't think you can even buy the coaches and the track work for that, let alone buy the locomotive, which I've said is in Argos again for £99, which is the same price as the train set, which I find a little bit crazy. And looking around, I think things have sort of stayed the same price, so I don't think this is that much of an expensive hobby unless I go a little bit mad. Which if my racing career is anything to go by, that might happen. So the controller is way better than what they used to be when I was small. I'll put a picture in, I'll slide a picture in somewhere so you can see what I'm talking about. But you used to be able to literally put the locomotive on full speed, going one way on the dial, and then just spin the dial back the other way. And the next thing you know, the train will be spinning the wheels up, sliding across the track. You can't do that with this. You literally have to turn the speed right the way down to stop, and then it will allow you to either change it to forward or backwards, or whichever direction is opposite from where you are, as you can see here. Whereas, as I said, in the older controllers, you could literally just spin it back the other way, which, let's be fair, as a kid, you didn't really think about. You were just having a bit of fun, but couldn't have been very good for the locomotives that I had. So it takes up a decent amount of space. This is just set up on the carpet. Before long, it will be set up properly, and I will have it up on a board with a proper layout. It won't just be in an oval like this. But out the box, on the tracks, first time running, I was very happy with how smooth it was. A little bit jerky here and there, the slower speeds, but that's to be expected. But I remember brand new locos as a kid, sometimes I had to give them a little push just to get them to get going, and they used to get stuck on the points, which is quite a big thing, especially with a small wheelbase. But she seems very happy, nice and smooth, and a decent speed as well. So I think with anything with this set at the price point it is, well, it's an absolute bargain. You should probably go out and get one anyway. I think for a small child it's probably a bit too nice. I know it's only cheap, but it's probably a bit too nice. You're probably better off getting them something, you know, like a £50-60 set where you get a little tank engine and it's a bit more robust. I imagine you could damage this model quite easily if you don't look after it. So when it's not on the track on my future built layout, I will be keeping it nice and clean, oiled, and in the box. So here we are, there's a little close-up of her running as she is. And she looks absolutely fantastic. Very smooth, quiet. There's a little bit of noise, obviously, on the slower settings, as you can hear, sort of trying to struggle into power. But it's smooth on the tracks. Didn't derail, and I did turn the speed all the way up. They got a nice long run on a nice big layout. She's going to get some lovely speed. So as you can see, you get quite a bit with this set. You don't just get a tiny little oval, which I don't think would suit this locomotive anyway. So then I wanted to try out the points, because derailment is usually something that happens with points, and especially with this, you don't get express points, you just get basic points. So I think what I did was I reversed it slowly just so you could have a look to see how she does. Don't mind my carpet, I did hoover it, but unpacking the box is a bit severe. So there she is, nice and smooth, no problems at all. And back the other way, off she goes. Now, I'd probably be lying, but really, I'll show you what happened the first time that I tried to reverse it into the points. Complete derailment, which I remember as a small child happening on a layout, and the layout would be, you know, sort of on an 8-foot board or bigger than that, and I was only small, and I could never ever reach to get the train back on the tracks. So I used to have to call my dad or whoever was around at the time. She runs beautifully backwards as well. Didn't derail at all, not once. Sometimes with the bigger tender engines, they do tend to derail. There's a good weight on this locomotive as well, and a decent weight on the coaches. So I don't think derailment's going to be too much of a problem. I know, like, older sets again that I had when I was a child, some of the wagons were so light that they would just come off at the higher speed or on points, or any little bit of debris that may get onto the track, it would just pop off, and then you'd have usually tank engines flying everywhere and coaches, but everything seems to be well built. Just a little close up of the engine on a slow speed. She did get a little bit jerky, but very, very smooth after that. And considering it's brand new, out the box, never been run, I couldn't really ask for much better than that. There she is, you can see the wheels turn nice and slow. A little bit of noise, but very, very happy. There she is, creeping around at a nice slow speed. She's showing a little bit of slows in the corners. She didn't stop, which is the most important thing. So if you're watching this video, and I hope you are, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and you've got any tips for me to look after this locomotive, or what I should do, you can leave the comments below in the setting below for me. Also, I would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. I will be updating it quite a bit, and hopefully you can help me through my journey with this as well. I have ordered 1 or 2 things extra. I got a little bit carried away, and I hope they'll be with me soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a score. I don't want to keep scores and be too complicated things. I'm just going to, you know, give a score out of 10, total package, or what I think, and take everything into account, sort of, you know, the detail and the costs involved in it, what you get, you know, all the important stuff, and is it value for money, most importantly. And this has got to be a 9 out of 10 for me as a new person to this. It's a 9 out of 10, because I think back when I was small, this set would have been, you know, up towards £200 mark, which I would never have afforded, you know, when I was small. So I think it's got to be 9 out of 10, £99 for the whole set. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, so if you want to get yourself down to Argos, and I've looked locally, I think there's about 5 stores roundabout with where I am, and I think only 3 of them have got these in stock and limited numbers. I'm not sure how old this set is either. I mean, it could be an old set that, you know, they've done a deal with Hornby for to just supply. But yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. I've got nothing bad to say about it. If anybody wants to let me know anything I've missing on this, then again, in the comments section below. But if you can give me a subscribe and a like, it will go a long way.